welcome to our next episode with David from AAA City Removalist, the CBCC voice, business unboxing.
We need to thank New South Wales Government and Factory Sound for helping us make this podcast possible. But today we are here, obviously being hosted by Noble Toyota Boardroom, and to them we say thank you once again for their generosity and their community spirit. But David Amaneddine, is it fair to say, obviously you are the founder for AAA City Removalist?
With all honesty, no. I had a business partner that I started with. He had 2 trucks and I was asked to join, and obviously many years later we grew it. And about 8 years ago, maybe 9 years ago, I bought him out and he became the sole owners of that business.
So, in a summary, I want to just capture this. David is the driving force behind AAA City Removalist, a business that has not only grown into one of Sydney's most trusted names in the removals industry, but also become a great example of resilience, innovation, and customer focus. Beyond business, David contributed his time and energy, obviously, to the Canberra Bankstown Chamber of Commerce Youth Committee, helping inspire and support the next generation of leaders in our community. I'll come back and touch base into this sort of thing.
Sure.
But David, last time we were together at an event, I've heard you saying, someone asking you, what do you do, David? And you said to them, we're in the business of reallocation. That was really had a nice ringtone to it, because it's very inspirational and it's meaningful. Basically summarise your journey. Yes, you're in the business removalist, but it's more than just removalist. You are helping people to reallocate. Can you just, I know you're a man of philosophy, please.
Look, I think what it comes down to is, I don't sit there trying to think of words. I think it's more about feeling and what you do to people's lives, and you realise that so many people are such decent families doing the very best they can, Wally, to try to make something of their life and their families and their children. And they're hit by events, especially over the last 3-4 years. Excuse me. Over the last 3-4 years, we've really seen some testing and trying times for people where marriages have been at stake, paying their bills, and you're starting to see families where they come together and they're reallocating their funds, where they decide to live, where they're going to move to, and who they're going to live with. So it's no longer just about relocation, it's reallocation of their lives from top down to the bottom. We're reinventing ourselves, let's be realistic.
And the least they need is headache. So I believe you serve, Karma, correct me. I mean,
it's an emotional thing too, especially when you have a family, your children grew up in a family home and you want to need to reallocate.
There's a lot of treasure in the house, and I think from a mother and a woman perspective, I think it's important. Obviously, you tend to worry more about, packing up and getting things together and tidy up. Everything is in order.
The care for your personal possessions, and because it's such a personal thing, you're going through people's items.
Yeah.
How do you ensure that your customers know that they can trust you? Like, what is there steps you provide leading up to the day?
Well, I think it starts definitely well before that day. In order to be able to give a great service, let's be realistic. Everybody's a removalist, everybody's an accountant. But what sets you apart, I think it's many years before you start your occupation, the kind of person you are. Mm-hmm. We've got value, and as you know, I've sponsored for next year's event the International Women's Day.
Correct.
And we've seen the hub of a house, the hub of activity being the mother. We believe in electromagnetism. It's a law of physics, a law of nature. The magnetism inside the house is the lady. And that's what sets a house apart, and that's what destroys a house. We walk in and we see how they can move things around and they can multitask. Oh, that's why I've got so many ladies working for me.
Yeah.
They can multitask. You guys are great. Give me a task, I'll conquer it. Give me 5 and above, it's like, where are you, wife?
But they tend to care more.
They care more. They see things before they happen.
Yeah.
Well, we sort them out when they happen, and that's why you surround yourself with lovely, strong ladies.
That's 100%.
David, you're very philosophical, and you have a way of life. You're very inspirational, even just talking in a normal conversation. I'd love to learn more, and obviously our listeners love to learn more about your entrepreneurial mindset. What sets you apart and different to other operational
I remember the story, and I've mentioned this a couple of times, and forgive me if I've brought this story up in the past. I remember many, many years ago, it starts with your grandparents and your family and your parents and your siblings. And you kind of know where you are as a family compared to other families without measuring and who's better. Just you know what kind of... And ours comes of one of service and being hospitable, respectful people. When you walked into our home, we treated you like a king or a queen, and you knew you were valued. And this has allowed me to obviously meet a wonderful partner that espouses everything that I believe in, being my wife. That's also my business partner. And our children have come out the same. Many years ago, I remember there was a car accident that took place, and there was gridlock. People were not able to move. And I was hanging out with my friends. There was about 10.
Signal lost.
I'm so sorry. See, I've got a lovely lady that tells me where to go. 10, 15 years ago, it was more, 20 years ago. We went down, we were looking at the accident, who was at fault, and then I realised, wait a second, they're moving nowhere, the cars, and no one wants to move the cars. The police hadn't arrived, so I went down, moved back, forward, and I started moving traffic.
Wow, so you are
And
moving.
I realised that, wait a second, service can be anywhere and everywhere,
100%.
and you can succeed anywhere you go if you've got the foundations right, and that's what I think sets people apart. Genuine service, not money, not what you get out of it, but what you give. And when you give, we all know you get back.
Yeah.
Leadership matters. And again, come back. Honestly, I truly believe, David, you represent a school of thoughts, leadership, entrepreneurial mindset, and I think even more, even philosophy in life. And I'd love to get a bit more deep. I want to dig deeper into leadership styles. Give us more about your school. How do you understand leadership?
I've employed well over 400 to 500 people in my lifetime. I worked in the corporations prior to me owning companies and the rest of that stuff. And I think, I'm a very spiritual person without associating any particular God. Let's just keep it humanity, people, respect for the sake of the conversation. And I realise that you are only as good as the people that you are surrounded by.
Yeah.
And it's so easy to say these words and sell them off, but you can't grow something unless you're around A-grade people.
Yeah.
Because the moment you put a B-grade person around you, guess what they do?
Drag you
They
down.
employ a C-grade person.
Yeah.
And they employ a D-grade person. And before you know it, you're putting out fires, trying to stay in business, and you're working out, I'm such a good person. I do this, I've got this intention. But you look around you, if you haven't got the right people around you, you don't go forward. I'm able to, with the blessings, I've been able to employ the right people. I've got a great team. I've got my son, I've got my daughter, I've got my wife. All four of us are a formidable group. The rest of the people that work for us, they don't work for us. We work for each other. We all have a vested interest, a vision of serving people.
Yeah.
The reason why they work with AAA is because they espouse the vision, not their salary at the end of the day, which obviously is important, but it's a vision of what we do for people. We respect people, and we want to leave this world a better place.
Yeah, 100%.
From a company perspective, how many staff do you look after?
We have all up, including our guys that work for us, up to 50 people at any given time.
Wow.
So it really is a major thing. And look, we've got groups with my men that work for me. I look after the guys per se. This is the engine. Apart from the sales team and apart from the operations team, these are the guys that are on the forefront of when they get there. When we're booking people in, they're relaxed, they're happy, they're talking to you. But when the guys get out and they've been up all night, the family, packing and waking up early, you tend to see a difficult side. And I realised we had to train these guys to be psychologists and psychiatrists.
Wow.
And, this morning I got a message, and I wish I could turn it on. My guy was giving a customer a call. It was a 10 o'clock start. It was a big move. She called up last minute. She needed a ute. She was 85 years of age.
wow.
He
So
called
sweet.
her up and he said to her, "Can I get you a cup of coffee along the way?" And I heard he actually, it's not meant to, but he wanted to let me know how good he was. He actually recorded the conversation with the customer saying, "You are so kind, thank you. My daughter comes every day and gets me a cup of coffee, except for today she hasn't come."
The universe.
A cup of coffee.
Yeah.
It's
a good
about
thing.
it's about thinking.
Thinking
It's
for
about-
other
it's-
people, just the intentions and the awareness of the people around you and what they need.
100%. That's the beauty of been going back to actually infiltrate people's hearts and their minds of the people that work for you, to let them know how I think, my wife thinks, my children think, and they become representations of the company where they're all VIPs.
Yeah.
From a capabilities perspective, are you just Sydney-based service provider or Western Sydney or beyond that?
We do the whole of Australia, barring the Northern Territory, Western Australia and Tasmania. We move anyone within New South Wales to any of those places and back.
And you're based in Canberra, Bankstown?
Based in the lovely Canberra Bankstown, the biggest chamber of commerce in Australia, the
Number
best.
one.
Can I get some money?
I wasn't seeking this plug. I'm just trying to highlight how much,
that's the personal
how much we have key businesses who are based locally, but they have a national power.
But that says a lot about the chamber. But you're not even asking for it, but people are more than welcome to jump on a table and scream it out from the rooftop.
Look, most definitely. Honestly, we've said this many times. Look, I met you at a previous event. We sat side by side.
Yeah.
You presented, you were up on stage, and I found you really accommodating, really respectful, and I really enjoyed what you spoke about.
Oh, thank you.
Fast forward, 3-4 weeks later, we're sitting over here.
Yeah.
Where did we meet? We met at a chamber event.
I know, exactly.
Would have we met had we not been there?
No.
So there are, in life, not everybody's a businessman, not everybody's an employer, not everybody is an accountant. Everybody has a task
You need to
that
be part
they've
of
been
some
given.
kind of network, because your network is your net worth. Like you were saying, when employees, A grade, B grade, it's an employee, like your company network, but you need to also seek outside your network to help bring money in and out and just build that community around you.
Yeah, definitely.
From a market is very tough out there, and competition is sort of does add even more hurdles. But from your perspective, obviously you're driven by quality and relationship focused. But how do you sort of cement that point of difference? I mean, what do you do to make sure customers choose AAA City Removalist, not just a B grade or C grade business provider?
Yeah, look, a really good question, and one that I've thought about for many years. What has set us apart? And many people look at the competition to see what they do. I rarely ever do that.
Stay in your lane.
And the reason mainly for that is that true entrepreneurship is looking forward and not looking back.
Yeah.
And it's creating. I'm not a jack of all trades. I'm a master at what I do, and I'm quite contented in being a master at what I do. And what it is being able to connect with people, connect with staff and customers. When they speak to a company, they know that's an A-grade company. And it doesn't mean we charge A-grade pricing. We don't. We've got plenty of trucks, which allows us to keep a very good, affordable rate for people. But all I've learned in life, especially over the last 5-6 years, stop trying to be a chameleon for people. Because if you impress Wally, how do I know I'm going to impress you, Karma?
Yeah.
And I'm going to sit down reverberating and vibrating and
just be yourself.
Just be yourself, grow myself and grow those around me, and the people that are meant to come to me will come.
100%.
I'm a farmer. Seeds in the ground, it's not up to me what harvest I get, but I will get a harvest.
Yeah, and it's patience. I have to remind, because I work with a lot of businesses and some of them are startups, and I tell them there is no race. As long as you've got the determination, the passion, and what's the other word?
Division?
No, purpose. You need to have all those things. Like money can't be the reason why you're in business. What is your purpose? And I've been on this purpose journey for the last 3 years, because I used to do newborn family, but I know that this is what I need to do. Bring out people's businesses, because a lot of them are so not confident in talking to the camera or talking about their business. You're amazing, a AAA speaker, but I feel like now with my purpose, it's making me more excited, getting out there, and I feel like you found your purpose, and that's, you know, making sure people are happy and comfortable and moving them around.
So if you break down your purpose even further than being in social media and conveying a message, what it is the way that you can convey that message. It's an important message, let's just say. Now, you can have one market that does not do a great job, but if you're able to go over and above and just put the right shots at the right angles with the lights and the rest of that kind of stuff, what you're doing, you're allowing for a message to hit as many souls and hearts as possible. So what you've actually done is, Cara, you've actually It's like an Amway business. You've actually joined in the growth of that business. You may not have received money from people that have heard this message, but somewhere along the line, we all know the more good that you do, I think the more responsible you're given. Many people pray, please bless me, let me. But if you can't handle what you got, and you curse what you got, and you can't wait to get over Wednesday hump day, and you can't wait for your 2 days of life, Saturday and Sunday, you're not suited for business.
100%.
You're suited for weekend, and that's all you want. But if you believe your weekend is your Monday to Friday or Monday to Saturday, and you love what you do, this now becomes your 7-day-a-week passion, 365 days a year.
Mind you, most people tend to sort of decide to move on the weekend.
How do you do that?
I want to come back to innovation plays a vital role in any business. But from AAA City Removalist, how do you apply innovation to it?
Innovation, my daughter, my son and my wife.
Multiply, you should have had more kids.
They do all that. They're great.
Where's Hanan now?
Do you actually go in and pack and do all that stuff, or does everything need to be ready to go?
Yeah, we do. We've got a great company video. It's the pride and joy of what we've done over 20 years. We've turned 20 years this year, and you've been good enough to play that at a number of events, and there's a couple more coming up. This shows everything we stand for, everything we are, and what we believe about our staff, our families, and our extended families being the people out there. Look, absolutely, innovation's very important. Knowing how AI is going to affect us. I'm excited with AI, to be honest with you.
But hang on. AI,
How would AI affect
I was
you?
going to say AI is going to come down and physically move stuff and pack
I
stuff.
wouldn't mind, press a button and teleport.
Look, I don't believe they're going to get to that stage, to be honest with you, but I'm a great believer of us being around for many, many eons, not what modern science has taught us. We've been around only for 15,000 years. We go a lot further back, and that's another topic of conversation. Long story short, man and woman has always overcome any hurdle. From the Great Depression to World War I, II, III, you go to Bhagavad Gita and you hear about the nuclear weapon that went off and many millions of people died. All these stories that we hear that were folk tales are not folk tales. And man has always come forward. Why? We were made of the very essence of going forward and growing. We're at a cliff, we're at a precipice, and we are falling. And I think it's a great place because you don't improve until you fall. We've gone for capitalism. We've seen what that's done. We've gone for getting out and everybody working, no one having time to bring up children. We've seen where that's got to. We've gone to thinking that I'm now and I won't go there, but not knowing who I am and what I want to do. We've gone from the divine norms of life. And I'm unabashedly speaking what I truly believe, because when we stand for what we believe and we go back to what has been time-tested and true, I may lose customers over that. Great, I've got no issue. I'm not working for money. I'm working for mankind, for us to make a stand, to grow, and using AI to be our slaves, to work for us. And we can go back to conversating and talking about, like the Greek days did, philosophy, or women. That's why when we broke away from community and broke away from women being out together, talking, and men and discussing, we had our community bring up our children.
Yeah, exactly.
Do we like the way our children are these days? I'm more than happy to go back and live on a basic subsistence wage. I'm happy to have 1 or 2 trucks rather than having 20 trucks. I've got no issue with that.
Because you can win you can win your family back, basically.
That's why I started my business, so I can be at home with my girls. And that was the one core, very core foundation of my family, is at least one of us be at home. It's hard to, drop them off somewhere and then go work. There's no point. What's the point of having a family then?
100%. If it worked out better, I'd cut you off, sorry. But then you've got to pay the fees and you've got to pay the childcare. It ends up being, again, I think we see where we are. AI only amplifies who we are. We are good people. It is going to be exponentially better than what we are. And if we are evil, which is the opposite of live, you spell live backwards, it's evil. And if we're not living correctly, we decide to take the shadows, it's going to exponentially be worse than what we are. We are the master of everything we touch. And I expect to live the very best thumbprint I can.
We need to remember that we feed AI the information.
Exactly.
Obviously, AI package it in a way to be sophisticated and it's wow, to impress, but we tend to feed AI. So we need to, we are still in control, hopefully. Karma, from you, and how would you create life-work balance?
A calendar.
Calendar invite?
Calendar invites, that's Molly. So the way everyone always asks me, Karma, I see you always on social media doing all these things. How do you do it? Number one, do not complain. You waste so much time and energy complaining. Like, this is what you've asked for. You need to use that energy to sort out your day, sort out your week. So if I've got something on, a calendar invite is sent to my whole family, because my daughters are going to start working soon, so they know. And just procedures. There still has to be a certain way of doing things at home. Boundaries is very important when it comes to working with my customers and my clients. They know that I'm only available between certain times of the day. It was very hard at the start. I felt like, oh my God, I need to contact them and they won't use me or they won't like me. So I learnt that over time, that boundaries was the number one thing I had to
otherwise you become a casualty.
Exactly. What's the point of working? Like AI needs to be a slave to us, our business needs to be that slave to us too. So, so.
David, community matters to you, and obviously through your the way you put your brand out there and you cement it with the community, you tend to participate in a lot of initiatives, activities, and programs. Obviously, you're part of the CBCC Youth Committee. Just why you decided to be part of it? I know we invited you, but you accepted. But what was the reason behind it?
People don't care about what you know until they care, or they know that you care. And there's many ways of being able to do that, whether it be putting money to pocket or hand to pocket, I beg your pardon, whether it be in service, whether it be in guiding people, or a combination of any of these things. And it's not to devalue women. Women, what you guys do at home is more important than what we think we do outside the home. There's a common denominator between every male. We all have a mother, and that's where life starts from, the womb. And I guess what it comes down to is, for me to be able to shape an environment and a community and a future for my children, I need to be at the grassroots level of where it starts, and the youth. And thank you for inviting me. There's a 300, 400 students that will be attending the University of Western Sydney in Bankstown.
The CEO boot camp.
That's exactly right, which Antoinette and myself will be presenting for the day. And you look at these young people, I remember how I was. They're disillusioned. They don't know what's happening with AI. They don't know if what they're going to study for is going to exist. There's going to be a HECSTEP or a TAFE or whatever it may be. And they're looking and they're already starting to blame the elders and the people in charge. What have you done to our world? And if this is not grabbed hold of, we could find ourselves in that's where revolutions start. You take away hope from people, people don't wake up and decide to go hurt people unless you take hope. And it is my goal, vision and passion, I'm sure, along with Antoinette, we've spoken, is to show it doesn't matter how dark it looks, we are able to find occupations, we're able to find work, and we're able to find things that fulfill us and help other people grow.
Yeah, because a lot of us, well, like you're a parent and your children have been exposed to the business world and what can be achieved. A lot of these children don't have that. They don't have parents that have a business that they can show them or work them in. So I feel like, for me, if I decided to join the youth committee, that's something that I'd love to give to the youth. Is that something more important, like really important to you? Do you find that that's another reason why you said yes?
I said yes because adults are not easily swayed or changed. That's it. They're fixated. Once you get to a certain age, the brain can't take on any more new ideas.
That's it.
And it's not because they don't want to. There's fear, there's mortgages, there's debt, there's marriage, there's a whole bunch of a quagmire of scenarios. So when you get a youth that's young, has got nothing to lose and everything to gain. I mean, let's be straight out. When I started my business, I had no wisdom, no knowledge, no information, but I had passion and drive, and I had the ability to be able to do it. If I were to go start a business at this age, I'd be a lot smarter about it, but I wouldn't have the passion and drive that I had before. It's just simple age as you get there. So these youth at this age, with all the mistakes they make, their passion, their driving force can overcome any negatives to succeed. So I definitely believe the youth are our future. They have to be, because there are many people that rely on government handouts when they get older, and who's going to pay the taxes for them?
We can't even live like that. There's no life in that.
We need to pass on the baton to someone, and that someone need to be trained, need to be mentored, and need to be sort of brought to reality. And I think that's important.
Can I just say something? Sorry to cut you off, Ollie. I remembered when we had CEO for a day, we've had quite a few people come through. I had 3 people on that day, and I think I told you the story. I was walking up the stairs, my staff were there, and they were introduced to everybody, and they were sitting down at the top of the stairs waiting for me on their chairs. They were on their phones, no big deal. As I walked up there, they sat there and said, "Hello, how are you?" The very first thing I said to them is, "Do you want to stand up?"
Good.
They haven't been taught manners. How can a person succeed in life and in business where they haven't been taught the manners of being able to stand up and say good afternoon, whether it be to a CEO or to anybody else?
Comes down to families.
You're absolutely right. Now, that's for me where I said youth, if we can't teach them manners, how are they going to win over business?
100%.
So that's where it came in quite important for me to be able to get the youth nice and young, yank them out of their comfort space and say,
Well, look, we appreciate what you do. I want to bring you back to business challenges. How do you stay on top of things when it comes to challenges?
I love my long drives by myself.
Sound like my husband.
I love walking barefoot on Mother Nature.
Connect with nature.
I love, before I go to sleep, my hour and a half of listening to something that nurtures me and grows and gives me hope. We are products of what we put inside us, of what we eat, what we drink, who we associate with. And this soil up here is only going to have harvest the very best of speech, of people, and of visions for the future. And what you put in, we get back out.
100%.
I'm responsible for myself. I can't control anybody else.
You brought the word future. So what's your future vision?
I used to have these elaborate 5-year and 10-year plans that gave me a real big ego drive, and I sounded important. My future is my today. My future is what I do today, and what I do today will be my future. On top of that, I don't even know how this body works. There is an intelligence that knows where to take me, that knows where to put me, and knows where not to put me. And I've submitted my life to that intelligence as long as I do my side of the equation.
Karma, any final question to David?
With that. Like my husband's like, just stay in the present. Don't lock yourself into anything because opportunities will come when you just open up your mind and just take one day at a time. So we also did those 5-10 year plans. It's good to have like little goals here and there, something to move forward to, but never concrete because life happens every 24 hours.
You have to be so fluid, don't you? There are so many changes. How can you have a 2-year plan? You can have a vision that this is what I have to achieve. But if you don't, do you really want depression and anger that you failed?
That gives the anxiety of, oh my God, I haven't achieved
depression.
Depression.
What's your final message, David? I'd love to capture what your school of thoughts, your energy, and just a final message to our audience.
We are made of nitrogen, hydrogen, carbon, and oxygen. 4 building blocks of the universe that are in everything and everything. Your enemy is you. You are your enemy, and we are all the same. We've been fooled, we've been lied that we are different. Black, white, up, down. We are complementary opposites that rely and sustain each other. They help us grow. The moment we work out, stop being fooled that there is an enemy, these people are the enemy, are the shadow telling you what you need to improve on, and thank them. I have grown more with people that were what I perceived to be enemies that end up being my best friends, my best gurus, my best priests, my best sheikhs, or whatever you want to call that stuff. We are so worth it. We live 80, 85 years. I'm 54. How much longer is there to go? Let's live off the rest of our life the best we can.
Thank you, David, for this powerful statement. Karma, you've been amazing. And the key question to our audience will be what we just learned from that. I can summarize it in this statement. Outside of business and community work, what inspires, what motivates you personally. So until our next session, stay amazing.
Stay amazing. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.